I don't think I'm on, am I? Shall we sing Amaya Fehayom? We shall. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fehayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Vehayom. Shabbat Shalom. Maya Vehayom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. It's lovely to see you all here this evening, for us to be able to be together. In just a few moments, we will officially usher in our Shabbat by lighting our candles. But beforehand, let us share some good news. I want to, if you don't know this Hebrew phrase yet, I'm going to start using it, so expect to hear it more from me. Hakarat hatov, which means recognition of the good. Just another way of saying good news. So we're going to do what we did last time. I got some messages from our online friends who said this made it so much easier to follow along, so we're going to keep doing it. We didn't test this out before, Drew, did we? Oh, you tested it, thank you. Because for all I know, it doesn't work anymore. I'm going to start the mic on this side this week, as I always start on the right side. Is there anyone over here who has some good news they want to share? Anniversaries, birthdays, great things at work or with friends.
His birthday, the 13th.
Or do you want to share that with the microphone? Otherwise, our online friends don't get it.
Okay. Ed Freeman's birthday on the 13th of February.
Mazel tov. Can you tell us how old?
29 and holding.
That's pretty good. Let's send the microphone around that way.
For those who don't know, the Jewish Film Festival started this past weekend.
Have you seen any yet?
I saw the opening day, and it's called Bad Shabbos. It's a young Jewish man and marrying a Catholic girl who's converting, and it's the first time the parents meet. And we'll just leave it at that.
Anyone in the back row over here? I don't want to steal any good news.
I got a new phone.
Woo!
My old one was 7 years old. I haven't had the courage to take it out of the box yet.
I think we probably have some folks here who could help you if you need it. I didn't even know phones could last 7 years anymore.
The only reason I'm getting a new phone is because we have some serious leakage in my condo down below, and the USAA app says my phone's too old. I can't use the app. So I got a new phone.
That's a good reason. Mazel tov.
This good news is for the Free Store Food Bank. My car is brimming over with clothing. If anybody knows about this, I always take clothing down to the Free Store Food Bank that's appropriate for homeless people. So my car is brimming over, so they're going to get a big haul this week.
Fabulous. How about back here? No. Well, thank you all for sharing all that good news. And now it's time for us to say hello to Shabbat. So I'd love to invite up Mari Willis to light our Shabbat candles for us. Thank you for the brachot right there.
I know it, except then I always, you get nervous.
I get it.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvah tov v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Thank you. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, who has made us holy with divine commandments and commanded us to light the lights of the Shabbat candles. We sing together.
Oh, hear my prayer, I sing to you. Be gracious to the ones I love, and bless them with goodness and mercy and peace. Oh, hear my prayer to you. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen. Let us light these lights and see the way to you, and let us say Amen.
Well, I don't know about you, but for me, some weeks you really, really need Shabbat. I think this is one of those weeks for a lot of folks. So I'm delighted that we can begin our Kabbalat Shabbat service with the words of Lecha Dodi, one of our, let's say, prettiest melodies for Lecha Dodi, which itself is one of our beautiful, beautiful Piyutim liturgical poems. So together we join in Lecha Dodi, and of course at our last stanza we rise and face the door.
Lacha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lacha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zamor v'divor echad Yishmianu el ha-meyuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad Hashem u'teret v'lihila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Malor Ha'echa Merosh Bekerem Nesnesucha Sofa Maseh B'machshavat Tchila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret balav gam b'simcha u'tzola tochen u'mehem segula. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yadada 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabela.
Continue with the Chatzi Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל. בהגלה ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי לקדושה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דהמירן בהלמה, ואמרו amen. Remain standing for our Baruch Hu prayer, our call to worship. We can be seated. As we continue reading together, English from Ariv Aravim. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. I will get that added to the slide one of these days. We continue now with Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Alecha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Al kain Adonai Eloheinu b'shofenu, U'menu nasiat bechukecha, Ve'nishma v'nirei toratecha, U'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, U'bahem negei yomam v'layla, negei yomam v'layla. Va'avacha al tasir, mimei אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל. אוהב עמו ישראל.
As we continue with our Shema, the watchword of our faith, we'll do our best to take some long, deep breaths. I want to encourage us to try something. If you've never tried this before, it might feel a little strange, and if you have, hopefully you enjoyed it. We'll do it this evening. We're going to stretch out each word of the Shema into its own breath to give us some time for pause. So we'll sing in our Shema together. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vahem. Continue with our Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta baham v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzahot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Before we sing our Micha Mocha together, we'll do a little reading which we're accustomed to, but of course, well, maybe not of course, this reading should bring us, and the Micha Mocha should bring us at this time of year, a little bit of extra meaning, because of course, as someone pointed out already, we are in what is called Shabbat Shirah. This is the Shabbat which brings us the song of the sea, the Shirah. This is the moment of exodus for our people, which of course is what this reading and the Micha Mocha are all about. So we read together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternal Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
Kamocha Laelim Adonai Mi kamocha Nedar Bakodesh No
told Jack earlier, you can almost dance to that one, which I love. We'll sing together with words of Hashkivenu, the prayer that we may go to peace as we lie down at night for rest.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu leshalom. Ve'amidenu shomreinu lachayim. Ufros aleinu sukat shomeha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, leshalom.
We'll take another little hit of that liturgical caffeine and up our tempo a little bit and continue together with Vishamru. That caffeine, we have to fast tempo.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat le'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berith olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat le'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berith olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti leolam, oti leolam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berith olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et ha-shamayim ve'et ha'aretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berith olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berith olam.
I was really hoping we'd get some woos in there. Do any of you know where the woo goes in that song? Et ha-Shabbat. Woo! I want to try that one time. Ryan, you want to get your girls to do it? Can you guys say woo? No? Give us one Vishamru. We're going to do it together.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat le'dorotam berith olam.
All right, that was pretty good. Next time you'll know. So we're going to transition now to our Amidah, the central section of our prayers together. We're going to say this Adonai Svatai, God opened my lips. I think 4 times is what we settled on. I'll invite you when you're ready, when you feel ready to stand up and really begin saying the Amidah, not just saying the words, but being part of reciting the Amidah as part of our Jewish community. Rise at that moment and then we'll continue on with our Amidah prayer.
Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Santa Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Na 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 Adonai. Na 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 Svatai Tifta. Na 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 Ufi Yagid. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekoneh HaKol Vezocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Gula Livnei V'neihem Leman Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen Baruch Atah Adonai Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiv HaRuach U'Morid HaGashem Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Sohomech Noflim Verofech Oholim Umatir Asurim Umekaye Memunato Lishenei Yafar Michamocha Bal Gevurot Umidom Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'neman Natal HaChayot HaKol Baruch atah Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Kadosh V'Shimcha Kadosh U'Kdoshim B'chol Yom Yehalelucha Selah Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. We can be seated. Let's continue with our Shalom Rav, our prayer for peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon Lecho HaShalom. Ki ata hu Yisrael, Bechol עת ובכל שעה, בשלומיה. Shalom Ra, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Ra, Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
And now we transition to our Misha Berach prayer, our prayer for healing. There are so many people for whom I know those of us in this community, amongst many others, need to pray for healing. Our community in particular thinks of Lauren Beltz, Deborah Birch, Ovidia Booker, Sheila Boniface, Anita Call, the Cuomo family, Ben Zucker and Rana Zucker, Beverly Curry, Zoe Gertie, Bob Grossman and Jonathan Grossman, Jennifer Hall, Richard Hassel-Bennett, Elaine Heightfield, Mary Hennigan, Sylvie and Jack Hooker, Jim Hochberg, Marty Ingram, Pele Yankovic, Gail Johnson, Jubilee Jones, Lenny Kleiner, Janet Kravitz, Skylar Kunz, James Layden, Joanne Lieb, Barbara Bernstein-Litvak, Zelig Gershon Berchanoch Leib HaKohen, Grayson Malkin, Eva Minichi and Vincent Minichi, Mark and Angie Martin, Ginny Meyer, Eleanor Meshkow, Eileen Ness, Leslie Lisnek-Pate, Leslie Payne, Deb Pelletier, Yehudit Bas Reisel, Seisel Bas Ben Reisel, Merrill Rao, Phil Ryan, Evelyn Roos, David Rosenberg, Michael Shear, Lauren Sherman, Louis Simon and Barry Simon, Sarah Singerman, Jason Snyder, Charlie Spector, Micaiah Stoneman, Ariel Strauss, Jim Tanner, and Lauren Yaffe. If you have a name that you'd like to add to this list of folks who need healing of any kind, I invite you to say their name as my hand passes over you. Continue with Misha Berach.
Of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mishe Berach Imotenu Bekor bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of
time now for our own private reflections. For many people, this is a scary time. Here is what much of our community has racing through their heads. The potential of escalation in trade wars with tariffs still very well could cause prices to rise dramatically. The potential of freezes to federal grants could wreak havoc on not-for-profit organizations that rely on such funds. Anti-immigrant rhetoric has crossed into growing anti-immigrant policy, and fear of ICE agents is directly impacting many around us, even those who are in the United States legally. The LGBTQ community is under assault. The US has stopped its efforts to support developing countries through USAID, curtailing programs on which much of the world depend. Climate change continues only to get worse, and the US has withdrawn from the Paris Agreement. The US now apparently supports forcing Palestinians out of Gaza. People like Elon Musk are inexplicably gaining access to highly sensitive government systems for reasons I fear we still truly don't understand. And to boot, the Department of Education may soon be going the way of the dodo. Whether or not you agree with each and every one of these, one has to admit, for those who do, it's a lot to hold at one time. I don't know about you, but that is how I feel. The world is almost always stressful. However, this moment is definitely more stressful than most. Last year, a survey by the American Psychological Association, that's the APA, showed that nearly 2/3 of American adults named politics as a significant source of their stress. That was in 2024. I'd hazard a guess that in 2025, the polls will have even higher numbers. It's more than this, though. This kind of sustained stress breaks us down. Psychology Today recently explained in an article how that takes place. First, we now face perpetual emotional triggers. As I think I've already made clear, there's hardly a break from the daily onslaught of bad news, bad faith debates, and badly upsetting arguments. Second, we engage in hyper-awareness and overthinking. This leads to us trying to problem solve countless challenges coming our way. It's exhausting, and as I think many of us know deep down, so many of these big problems have no realistic near-term solution. So we just spin our wheels. Third and finally, we experience the, and I quote, erosion of anhedonia recovery. Let me translate that to English for you. It means we have fewer moments when we can find ways to focus on the positive and experience joy. When we start finding ways to have those peaceful moments, well, see points numbers 1 and 2. And so the cycle continues and we spiral. None of this is good for us. There is a concrete negative impact on our physical and psychological well-being from it. But, and this is important, it's also not good for the world. Sometimes we need to find ways to focus our energies in a more productive fashion. Sometimes we need to undermine ourselves in overloading on information and bad news. In a manner of speaking, our parsha this week, Beshalach, shows God doing precisely that for the Israelites. Beshalach tells the story, as I've already mentioned, of the Israelites' exodus from Egypt, and it includes a notorious preface. When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them, that is us, the Israelites, by the way of the land of the Philistines, even though it was shorter. Why? Because God said the people might have a change of heart when they see war, then want to return to Egypt. Yes, during the Exodus, God had to manage Israelites' emotional response on their journey to freedom. And during the rest of the Torah, by the way, we see that God's intuition was clearly right. Time and time again, basically the entirety of the book of Numbers, the Israelites demonstrate human frailty. They freak out. I imagine it was probably something like that. And they become overwhelmed by the circumstances of the wilderness and their journey, turning against Moses, Aaron, Miriam, and even God. To the extent that God was successful in God's attempt to handle the Israelites and their emotions, it was for a key reason. God sought to keep them, the Israelites, focused on the most pressing task ahead of them. Do any of you know, I'm sure a few of you at least do, the old Chinese proverb, which seems pretty relevant to this parsha and the beginning of our wilderness journey. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. But how about this one? A turn on the same idea. How do you eat an elephant? Jack, you can't answer because I already told you the answer. Do any of you know how you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Well, we can no more eat an elephant, not kosher by the way, nor take a 1,000-mile journey all at once, then we can solve all of our society's problems in one sitting. So in the face of the many daunting tasks and threats which may lie ahead, we have to prioritize and we have to focus. For me, the thing in the world right now that is dominating my attention, amongst many others, the bite of the elephant on which I focus, is the ongoing threat to immigrants. I want to be as clear about this as I possibly can. Before anything else, immigration can and often does create stressors within our society, especially in communities where immigrants may settle in large numbers and cause demographics to shift. To deny that isn't just unrealistic, but it also demonstrates a lack of empathy for people who can experience negative side effects of immigration, even when that immigration is legal. Nevertheless, I am still alarmed by what our country is doing to combat immigration, both legal and illegal. Immigration to the US is hardly easy as it is. Take it from someone who has seen the system rather closely, as Har and I worked for many, many months and spent many, many dollars just trying to get her a green card after a marriage. And although many people do enter the US illegally with the intention to be here in that way, most folks who wind up undocumented aren't hoping for that. Instead, the obscenely Byzantine American immigration system makes it horrendously difficult for people to come to our country, even when by American law they are allowed to be here. Add to that ICE is currently engaged in an effort to deport countless thousands of people from our country, at least partially, just to send a symbolic message. But the human beings that will be affected by that are not mere tools for messaging. They're real people with real families and real lives. So, to the elephant, one bite at a time. Allow me to give you 3 ways we can all be working to protect our immigrant neighbors, should this be where you feel the capacity to focus your attention right now. And by the way, if this isn't and it's somewhere else, that's perfectly fine. All of the recommendations I'm going to give come from a local leading immigration attorney, Nazli Mamyadova, who suggested them to me when we sat down earlier this week to talk. Number 1, this is simple, but it can save lives. Please help to distribute Know Your Rights cards. I'll give you a second because I put up so much text on the screen, you're gonna read and stop listening to me. So read away, do your thing. Help to distribute these Know Your Rights cards, and we've got a basket of them out front that you can take. Give them to people who may be at risk. These come from immigration attorneys, and they can help people who are in jeopardy to avail themselves not of some loophole, but of the rights they are guaranteed by the US law and Constitution. Bring them to cafes you frequent, your place of work, give them to friends, neighbors, anyone you think may be in a position to get them to the people who need them and need this information. 2, help us find more attorneys to protect and represent local immigrants. There is a growing number of and underrepresented immigrants who are going to need pro bono assistance in this time, and there are not nearly enough immigration attorneys available to make that happen. However, there are ways for attorneys with other areas of expertise to quickly become trained in what they most need to know to provide that pro bono legal help to immigrants. If you're an attorney or a Jewish community, so reach out to me, and I will put you in touch with the folks who can offer this training. And if you're not an attorney, talk to the attorneys you know, family, friends, neighbors. Encourage them to take part in this sort of effort and send them my way too. Together, by doing that, we will have real impact and protect those in need. 3rd, finally, there is an opportunity for folks of any background to become legal observers in our region's immigration courts. Most of the time, believe it or not, there are no observers present at immigration hearings. But data shows that when anyone beyond the usual suspects, the usual characters, a bad idiom in this context, anyone beyond the usual characters in court attend, judges and prosecutors are more respectful of the rights of the people whose fates they determine. The nearest immigration courts anyways to Cincinnati are in Cleveland and in Louisville, a bit of a schlep. However, there are also ways to become eligible to observe immigration proceedings via teleconference. Just by showing up even virtually, you can help to keep folks safe. So if you're interested in information, be in touch. I'll put you in touch with the folks to get that information. Well, by way of beginning to conclude, if you will permit it, allow me to share a final bonus bit of elephant wisdom. This in poetry form from an old, or based on an old parable. Who would have thought there was so much poetry, or so much wisdom on elephants? It was 6 men of Indostan, to learning much inclined, who went to see the elephant, though all of them were blind, that each by observation might satisfy his mind. The first approached the elephant, and happening to fall against his broad and sturdy side, at once began to bawl, "God bless me, but the elephant is very like a wall." The second, feeling of the tusk, cried, "Ho, what have we here? So very round and sharp, smooth and sharp, to me 'tis mighty clear. This wonder of an elephant is very like a spear." The third approached the animal, and happening to take the squirming trunk within his hands, thus boldly up and spake, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a snake." The fourth reached out an eager hand, and felt about the knee. "What most this wondrous beast is like is mighty plain," quoth he. "'Tis clear enough the elephant is very like a tree." The fifth, who chanced to touch the ear, I will pause, I don't know why he's on a ladder. The fifth, who chanced to touch the ear, said, "Even the blindest man can tell what this resembles most. Deny the fact who can. This marvel of an elephant is very like a fan." The sixth no sooner had begun about the beast to grope, than seizing on the swinging tail that fell within his scope, "I see," quoth he, "the elephant is very like a rope." And so these men of Indostan disputed loud and long, each in his own opinion exceeding stiff and strong, though each was partly in the right, and all were in the wrong. Friends, we've already talked about how we eat the elephant, so to speak, one bite at a time, and we tried to take a bite out of it right here tonight, this Shabbat. However, undoubtedly we have an entire elephant in front of us. While we each can only work one bite at a time, it will take all of our efforts to fully wrap our head around the challenges of the world. No one of us can fully understand or grapple with these problems on our own. They will seem different to each of us, depending on which side of them we stand. We must each take the bit we can, lest we overwhelm ourselves. And doing so, we must focus, do our best, and work to improve the world, one bite, one step, and one act of tikkun olam at a time. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. We turn now to our Aleinu as we rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו במשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. Please be seated. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give to me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on in your eyes and not your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So in all that's left of me is love, give me away. This week, our congregation marks the art sites, the death anniversaries of Emma Faye Arnold, Hope Bard, Kurt Baum, Anna Cohn, Erwin Eskovitz, Werner Friedman, Carl Gelfgott, Herbert Glazer, Sarah Glazer, Sam Grossman, Robert Kreinick, Eugene Lusberg, Samuel Miller, Larry Schwartz, Adele Lauber-Waldman, Max Wolfson. And we mark the recent passings of Peggy Battistone and Ellen Lank. I want you to know, it was brought to my attention, I hadn't seen it until recently, that the text gets cut off here, and we'll get that figured out for next week. If you have any other names you'd like to add to this list, I invite you to say those as my hand passes over you. We rise as a kahal, as a community, as we say our Kaddish Yatom, our mourner's Kaddish, together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, be'alma divrach rirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam olmei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yit'aleh v'yitalal, shmei d'kudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimramav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing, and together we say, amen. Please be seated.
Oseh shalom.
We have a few announcements tonight, and please, if I'm missing anything, I too take announcements from the peanut gallery. First of all, let me just say that I want to draw special attention to Dr. Jack, who of course is wonderful, but if you weren't on Tuesday at his program on, was it Jews in Broadway? What'd you call it?
Jews on Broadway.
Jews on Broadway. Well, you missed out, but it's not a total loss, because he's hoping to do a few more of these and just deepen and explore new areas. I don't remember the date of the next one off the top of my head. It's in May. It's okay. It's going out in the Constant Contact. So check. Oh, May 13th?
I think it's the 13th.
All right. So May 13th, you should be there. We had 40, 45 folks here, and I have yet to hear a negative review. And for Jews, that's saying something. So Mark your calendar already for the next one. We're Jews, we can say these things. Other things to know about coming up. Next Friday night, February 14th, is the Tu B'Shvat Sweetheart Shabbat for lovers and singles. Why? Because Thursday is Tu B'Shvat, which means we're going to push one day and celebrate it on Friday. That Friday also happens to be Valentine's Day. So please, we're not telling you not to have Valentine's Day's plans. We're telling you come here first and then go out and do whatever they are. We're going to have some candle-lit snacks here in the sanctuary. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be fun. It's going to be schmaltzy as can be. So be here. February 27th, later in the month, 6 p.m. at the Ish Garage. We've got our resumption or continuation of queer Torah study. We are planning to make this a monthly event. So let's start off on the right foot, get a ton of people there. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll mention the constant contact just for one other thing. And then, for the constant contact, I say in there, I'm looking for ideas for programs. I want us to be jam-packed with great opportunities for y'all. And I could teach on anything. But as I say in the message, my favorite thing to teach on is what people want to learn on. So let me know. Don't be afraid. The worst I can say is no. And more likely I'll say yes. Yeah.
Book club is February 27th.
Is that the same? I just lost my announcements. That's the same date as Queer Torah study, I want to say. So it's a big date. No, it's fine. I said I wanted our calendar to be full. So February 27th, what time?
5:30 and Max Pizza in Blue Ash.
5:30, Blue Ash, Max Pizza.
The book
Book.
is The Women by Kristen Hannah.
The Women by Kristen Hannah. So, I've heard a lot about this group, and I'm hoping to be able to visit. I won't make that one. I'll be leading Queer Torah study. But the one after that, I'll be there.
Also, the crafts group is online on Tuesday.
Okay. Crafts group online on Tuesday. Another group I'm planning to visit at some point. All right. Let's move on to Kiddush. Ryan, you want to get your kids ready? They don't have to come for Kiddush. That's long for kids. But the motzi, I want them. So we'll join together in our Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratza banu. Shabbat kodsho be'ava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemahaseh v'reheshit ki hu yom techila lemikrai kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta im kol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. All right, let us say our motzi together. Girls, you ready? You get free bread. What's the complaint about? So I'll come to them, Jack. Can you sing this one? I'll just sing loudly. You have to sing loudly too, so the folks online can hear, because I'm not next to a mic. Wait. What do I smell? All right. Motzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam a lot of work to say emotzi. So let's go ahead. We will conclude with our Birkat Kohanim and a closing song. I learned a new Birkat Kohanim this week, but this afternoon. So we'll see if I can keep up. This is your Birkat Kohanim, so you'll be ahead of me on this one.
Yavarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai v'na'alecha v'chenecha Yisa Adonai v'nech elecha v'netzem lecha Shalom 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 V'yesem lecha shalom, shalom, v'yesem lecha shalom, 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 v'yesem lecha shalom, shalom, v'yesem lecha shalom.
And if you are not already holding hands, you can do so now. Oh, you can't do it too much. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, may God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha, may God shine God's countenance upon you and bring you grace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, may God lift God's countenance upon you and bring you peace. And together we say, Amen. And for our closing song, I don't know if any of you know this one, but it's a lovely song. It's a Debbie Friedman tune, Tfilat Haderech, our prayer for our way.
May we be blessed as we go on our way. May we be guided in peace. May we be blessed with health and joy. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. May we be sheltered by the wings of peace. May we be kept in safety and in love. May grace and compassion find their way to every soul. May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen. 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 May this be our blessing. Amen.
Amen and Shabbat Shalom.